Well, I honestly believe that I'm probably the best chance that the Democrats have to pick up currently our seat. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I think I'm the best shot. I am running for the state legislature because we are facing some of the most serious challenges in this state than we've faced, at least in my lifetime, and possibly since the 30s. I'm running because I believe that Washington State is a great place for people to strive and succeed and realize opportunities, and it's important that we continue to invest in the people of this state in order to create the opportunities for future generations.
I know that this is a person who can work to get people to come to common ground, to make decisions, and believe it or not, Olympia is probably the most consensus-driven place I've ever been in. Now, I came from local government. Local government, you have 4 votes and you move on. No, down there you have to have everybody singing Kumbaya before you can get anything out. So hopefully you can sing, because we plan to have you down there.
Do you think the legislature did well this last session?
No, I don't think the legislature did well this last session. I think the legislature did what they felt that they needed to do in order to try to partially restore existing services without being excessive from a tax increase perspective. But I don't think the legislature fixed the long-term permanent budget and tax problems that face this state. And I think in the 2011 session, we need to do something much more substantial in the way of tax reform.
And how do you want to fix the revenue system?
Well, I think first of all, we need to establish a system that is both fair and provides stable revenue. So that means that we need to repeal the B&O tax and replace it with a tax that's based on profitability. That means that we need to reduce sales taxes. That means that we need to look at property taxes, especially those property taxes that are being used to fund the gap of the underfunding of basic education. I know there's a lot of people that jump to the conclusion that we should have an income tax, but I think the voters haven't yet proven that they're ready for that yet, and I think they want us to look at other alternatives other than the income tax. So our friend Glenn Anderson has been in the legislature for the last 10 years.
What's he done?
Well, that's an excellent question that I don't have an answer for. Well, Glenn Anderson's a 10-year incumbent. He got elected to this district when it was much more rural and ex-urban. The district's much more suburban. The district's definitely moderated since he's been here. I think he represents what the district was 10 years ago, not what the district is.
Glenn Anderson and I got elected at the same time. There is no one in the legislature who is more despised by Democrats, by people who care about progressive values, by people who care about funding education for our kids, who care about making sure that we have regulations in place so that we have clean air and clean water, about making sure that we have good labor laws and that we break down barriers so that small businesses can succeed without giving stupid sound bites about Washington's a terrible place to do business that are untrue sound bites if you listen to all the experts. Dean Willard is going to go to Olympia and change things in the 5th legislative district.